Hi, thank you for joining us. The purpose of this lab is to identify the magnetic field that results from different magnet configurations, and to determine the qualities of an electromagnet. Before we start, let's go over some background information. Magnets have two poles, a north pole and a south pole. If we cut a magnet in half, two new north and south poles will be formed. This goes all the way down to the atomic level. In addition, physicists to this day are experimenting to find a magnetic monopole, or a one-poled magnetic object. Nothing yet has been found. Let's go over magnetic field diagrams. On a single magnet, the magnetic field lines will travel from the north pole to the south pole, as seen in this diagram. If two north poles are facing each other, the magnetic field lines will travel from the north pole to each respective south pole, as seen in the diagram. This phenomenon also occurs for south pole and south poles together. In addition, if a north pole is facing a south pole, the magnetic field lines will travel from the north pole and into the south pole of the respective magnets. Let's return back to the purpose of this lab. The purpose was to identify the magnetic field that results from different magnet configurations and to determine the qualities of an electromagnet. We will discuss both of these principles in two different labs. Lab 1, Illustrating Magnetic Fields. Note, do not put the iron fillings in contact with the magnet. The materials necessary for this lab are a horseshoe magnet, two bar magnets with north and south poles, a magnet diagram which can be seen on page 4, a large piece of cardboard, a jar of iron fillings, and a piece of paper. Let's start with the north and south pole. Place the north and south poles of the magnet facing each other. Then, place a piece of cardboard and a piece of paper over the two magnets. Then begin to sprinkle the iron fillings onto the piece of paper. Copy this diagram into your lab notebook. Let's start by placing the south poles facing each other, and then covering them with a piece of cardboard and a piece of paper. Then begin to sprinkle the iron fillings onto the piece of paper. Copy this diagram into your lab notebook. Next, remove the two magnets and place a horseshoe magnet on the table. Then cover the magnet with a piece of cardboard and paper. Then begin to sprinkle the iron fillings onto the piece of paper. Copy this diagram into your lab notebook. At this moment, review the diagrams on the screen and make sure you have copied them in your notebook.